I definitely bought it.
Here we go.
Nice.
Hello and welcome to the Swinging Bunt Podcast. Today we have myself, Wes, James. Mitch is here once again as he won trivia last week, so he is contractually obligated to be back on the show. Guest star, my wife, Rachel. If you're watching on YouTube, give a wave, Rachel. But yeah, so welcome to my new man cave, everybody. You can see all my minifigure friends behind us if you're watching on YouTube. This is where the show will be recorded from now on. Today we got a interesting show. There's not a lot going on in the sports world, but we wanted to record a show anyway. So we'll talk about what's going on in the NBA, a little bit of MLB news. A few things happened here and there, some amazing plays that we saw. And then we will do a sort of draft kind of thing at the end of the podcast. Not really sure how that'll work, but we'll see. And Mitch has trivia for us. That being said, this is the Swinging Bunt. Enjoy the show. We did power rankings last week, so we're going to take a week off of power rankings, and then in 1 week, we're going to come back and continue our power rankings of the Major League Baseball teams. But that being said, did you guys catch the Dodgers-Padres series this last week?
I watched the last game.
That was the worst game of the three.
It was still pretty good.
It was. I mean, the whole thing felt like playoff baseball, honestly.
I'm just happy to see Tatis back. It's good.
I mean, was it his first at bat, or in the first game he hit a home run? So
I mean, he's kind of struggling off the bat, so it's good to see him hit a little dinger there. So yeah,
it's fun. Wes is like, I thought he was out for the season, so it was nice to have him. But yeah,
amazing recovery.
Yeah, I mean, you have a partially torn labrum you can play through. I imagine after the end of the season he'll probably get surgery on it.
If it was the right shoulder, we probably talking to have a different story.
Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, being the left shoulder, he probably won't need it right away, because that's not something that will heal naturally. He'll have to just deal with it. But man, some awesome plays that we saw, some clutch homers, clutch hits. But I think the most clutch play maybe that I've ever seen was that dive. I mean, granted, it wasn't like a World Series saving catch, but that dive that he made, if he misses that, I mean, that's potentially inside the park homer, potentially. And definitely it's a tie game. They just went all out. I mean, and the thing was, he didn't have to. He could probably just like try to scoop it and just keep him to score one run.
I definitely thought it was in the gap. I was like, oh, here we go.
I mean, he just flew across the field. And that was like, sometimes you see a diving play where you're like, he didn't really need a dive, or he probably could have just like slid into that. He was practically on the ground. I mean, his glove was on the ground when the ball landed in it, and it was just barely in his glove. Honestly, one of the greatest plays I've ever seen. Yeah, at first I thought it did, but when you watch it in slow mo, you see it never goes in, which is just nuts. Absolutely nuts.
I heard, I think it was Mike Greenberg actually was talking about how good Mookie Betts actually is, and he compared him. He said he's the closest person to Trout in majors. It's not even close. I thought that was
as far as overall talent goes.
Yeah, all around talent.
Yeah, as far as an offensive player, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's just good at everything. He power, average, speed, great defense.
Is he one of the greatest athletes in our time right now? I mean, he's
no doubt. He can do anything.
A fantastic basketball player. Bowler. The dude can bowl like a madman.
Yeah, isn't he? When he bowls, doesn't he compete with like the pro level guys?
He can bowl 300. He's done it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's a pretty good golfer too. So shout out to the golfing people.
Golfering?
That's me.
Yeah, the golfers.
James, you don't want to add me in there?
No.
See how it is. It's all right. It's fine. Sure. I could probably go beat Mitch right now, but whatever.
I didn't think so.
Mitch plays every day.
That is true.
I'm just playing.
He does play every day.
I was telling Rachel that I'm probably going to try to get a membership this summer and play a lot this summer. We'll see. With coaching and teaching now, I just have no time.
Yes.
No time. But this summer,
coaching baseball is actually killing me.
Yeah, it's a commitment. I mean, you're outside in the sun for 2.5 hours every day after teaching all day. Tell you what, I am tired.
I have a great time. I do it every day. Play golf.
Yeah. That's fun stuff, man.
Yeah, it must be nice. Yeah.
Gotta be fun. What else? What else happened in the baseball world in the last week? Anything huge? Acuna is still off to a hot start. What's he hitting? Like 4.9?
He's hurt.
Is he hot?
He's hurt, though.
What happened?
He has abdomen pain. They said he strained something in his abdomen. He'll be out for probably a week.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I hate these young guys getting hurt. I mean, like
We actually
Rendon's hurt now too.
we had Cunha, Albies, Inciarte, Pache, and Ian Anderson, maybe Max Fried, Mark Sorko, all in IL.
Oh, didn't we have another no-hitter thrown too while we Rodon?
I'm pretty sure we had 2 no-hitters.
Near to.
Like,
Carlos
in the
Rodon.
span of the last week.
Well, the one happened before. Rodon had
Carlos
his.
Rodon.
Yep, Rodon had his, and the other one was before our last show.
Musgrove.
Yeah, Joe Musgrove. So since our last show, yeah, Carlos Rodon had his against the Indians, which was a near perfect game. 1 out in the 9th, and he hit Roberto Perez on the toe. On the toe. It's rough. It's rough. But, I mean, think about how juiced up you'd have to be, though. I mean, you're 2 outs away from getting a perfect game. The amount of adrenaline pumping through you, and you throw a slider, like your arm's coming through with a lot more action than it usually does, and it would make sense to hit somebody. So,
but what I do love is that they didn't really let it get down. I mean, he still threw a no-hitter, and everyone was super excited. I thought that was really neat.
I mean, a no-hitter is still an amazing feat. It's amazing. I mean, and who else threw a one-hitter? Someone else threw a one-hitter this week too, but his hit came, maybe.
I know Greinke threw a 2-hitter.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing some really solid pitching right now. Shane Bieber has tied the record for the most strikeouts through the first 4 games, which he had the same thing last year through the first 3. So he's got 48 through 4 games, which is just nuts, tying Nolan Ryan, who did it twice. What else? What else happened? Shane Bieber's looking hot. Everyone else in the Indians is hot doo-doo. Astros officially reclaimed their title of the Houston Lastros. Congratulations, Wes. It's got to be fun.
Thank you. 5 players on the COVID list. So
excuses.
So
all of our players, all the Indians players on other teams. You don't hear me complaining about it.
No, you definitely do.
We're happy to be here, and we'll gladly take the division title once we get on our roll. So
I'll tell you what, we'll
see the Indians can have last place in their division, and we'll take our first place.
The Indians get last in the Central. That would be.
Hey, we're in last right now too, so I can't say anything.
Oh, I mean, the Yankees have the worst record in baseball or in the American League since when?
Obviously, the best team in the league are just giving the other teams a chance.
I mean,
so
we're talking about like the Yankees haven't been in last place in the American League in like 60 or 70 years, and that's going on right now. So that's nuts.
Like 25 years.
Was it that? I thought that was later than that. James just said like 1950 something.
I just threw out a number. I had no idea.
Oh, nice. We always check our facts here on the Swinging Bunt.
Fact check, Facebook.
Other thing, I thought this was a cool little news. If you go right now on April 20th, 420. Had 4 kids expelled today for smoking weed in the bathroom. So that was fun.
So stupid.
I mean, for real, first off, don't smoke weed, especially if you're underage. Second, don't do it in the school bathroom where everyone can smell it. I mean, how stupid can you be? How stupid can you be?
I got one to top that.
All right.
We had a kid growing weed in the ag room.
Oh my god!
Where you had like all the.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
He's just a student at that time. He's just
color me impressed.
Wow, he knew how to put something in the dirt and put water on it. Ooh. But yeah, that happened today. But anyways, also Adolf Hitler's birthday.
Okay.
Jake's a fan of the
big. Not as Nazi supporter, but I do happen to bring them up in a non-proportional amount of times, especially in our other show. But then
say what you want, but they were efficient.
Yikes, Wes. All right. Let me think. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh. So if you go look at the AL West standings, okay, it's Seattle, Los Angeles Angels, Oakland, Texas, Houston. So Seattle S, Los Angeles L, Oakland O, Texas T, Houston H. It spells sloth. So happy Sloth Day, everybody.
The most useless thing you've ever said to me was probably that right there.
Hey, that is my random fact of the day. So there you go. You have it. I'll probably give you another one later. I don't think we have any other baseball talk right now, do we? Not much.
I don't think so.
Dodgers look good. Bauer looks good. I think, James, some of the stuff that you said was pretty impressive. He was being given leads, and he goes out and attacks these hitters like with a lot of his junk.
He has been. I've seen recently more. I mean, he's obviously one of the best pitchers in the league, but he's been a couple pitches. I think he's too comfortable, and he's given up home runs because of it. He's just making small mistakes.
Yeah, he's leaving his fastball high right now.
I mean, I was listening to the game while I was golfing the other day, and Cronenworth has 0 home runs, and he hung a curveball right down the middle, and he just murdered it.
Yeah, and that happens when I think a lot of times you're trying to throw the ball too hard, put too much action on it. Then you end up leaving the ball hanging up a little bit. So, and he'll do that. He's a super aggressive pitcher, which I like. I think it's fun, but I do not like his hair / beard right now. It looks like a kid going through puberty. It's all patchy. It's rough. Just shave, dude. Just shave. Mitch, you don't look like puberty. You look good.
Thanks.
Nice and thick.
Have y'all seen Rougned Odor's fresh cut on the Yankees?
Oh yeah,
He
dude,
looks
it freaks me out.
12-year-old.
He looks like a totally different person. Like Rougned Odor, he used to play for the Rangers, second baseman, the guy who punched. He punched Jose Bautista.
The Yankees.
What's in the
The
Yankees?
Yankees have their like shave policy.
Mhm.
He looks freaky.
Yeah, it's creepy, man. I don't understand. Oh, did you guys? So something that we didn't talk about, and I don't know how, but we haven't really talked about this player at all. Yermin Mercedes, the catcher for the White Sox.
Yep, I have him in fantasy.
Oh, dude,
one of my
lucky
leagues.
you, dude, man. He started off the season 8 for 8. 8 for
And he
8.
is mashing the ball.
Yeah, he is. I mean, like he almost 100% rookie of the year. If he keeps this up.
One weekend, rookie of the year.
I mean,
Maybe
you
the
just think about baseball
overreaction.
rookies. Baseball rookies, it's just so hard to come in and be a stud.
It is.
It's very rare that you see it. There's very few guys that do, and it's like usually 2 or 3 a year. So
And this
I'll
isn't
be
like.
honest.
Sorry.
I did the same thing with Austin Riley 2 years ago, and he's never been the same player
that's
since.
true.
So,
That's true.
you know.
I don't know. I don't see many people that are, unless some guys
Something.
come up later that we don't really have on our radar right now. But the guys that are playing right now, I don't see anyone else keeping up with it.
Yeah, so it's not like the class that just came up, like Acuna, Soto. Sorry.
Soda.
It's just like there's no one like that. I feel like that came out this year.
No,
And
I don't think so.
They're performing pretty well.
I think that the class next year is going to be huge. I really do. What else? I think that's all for baseball today. Not much else.
Well, we'll come back to baseball.
Oh, yes, we will. As always. All right. So NBA talk. I'll leave this up to James and Wes more so, but I have been watching a few more games here and there when I'm taking a break in the bathroom. And I'll throw a game on real quick. And I saw an amazing play by Luka the other day for Dallas. That game-winning 3 that he shot was absolutely nuts. And then
Pretty sure it was a borderline travel, but that's none of my business.
maybe.
It's pretty close.
It was nuts nonetheless. And also Curry is going nuts. He has 6 games with 10 plus 3 or more, or 10 plus threes or more in the game.
40 or more points in like.
Also
12.
that too. There is not a player alive who's had 5 games of 10 plus threes or more. So
Now,
Curry's going
James
nuts right
Harden has missed over 15 threes in over
Solid.
50 games.
You're not a big Harden fan, are you, Wes?
Not anymore.
He's hurt now.
Who's got the squeaky chair? I'm about
James.
to drive through there and beat you.
I ain't got much to choose from right now.
All right,
That's
No,
for now.
Just
But
stand.
yeah, Curry has inserted himself into the MVP conversation, right up there with Jokic and Embiid.
Embiid.
Now, will it hurt the Warriors aren't like a top team right now?
Yes, it will definitely hurt.
Yeah.
So, definitely. Yeah. So I mean, they're hovering like 9 or 10. But if they can get up to 4 or 5, that would really help them. But I don't know if they can, just because he's carrying the load right now. I don't know how he can't keep doing this much longer. Your body just won't let you. So.
Except he kind of is the guy that can. You know what I mean?
Well, Wiseman's out, and that hurts him.
Well, I
a
just mean
lot.
like he doesn't play quite the same way as someone like LeBron, who to get his points has to fight through contact the whole time because he creates his shots by getting separation rather than powering through people. So his body's not getting abused like a lot of other guys are. I mean, he's going to get tired because he's moving around so much.
I mean, a lot of it with basketball is you're running up and down the courts. Like they're tracking how many miles you're running up and down the court, and he's running a ton of miles, especially because off the ball he's running in circles. So
that's true.
I mean, he's getting a lot of wear and tear on those legs, even if he's not getting.
That's true. And he's not
It's like-
sitting much at all either.
No. So, I mean, what he's doing right now is just amazing. I don't know if he can keep it up for the next 2 or 3 weeks, but
Is that all we
So-
have left?
I hope so. Yeah.
We have like a month left. 22nd, I think. May 22nd is when playoffs start.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have him in fantasy. That's why I hope he does good.
No,
I have
mean,
a bye
he's-
this
well.
week, so
He's fun. I mean, he's amazing right now. So
You're amazing, Wes.
Part of the thing that's amazing too is like not just that he's scoring tons of points, but his like effective field goal percentage is just unreal. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
not missing a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got to be shooting over 50% from 3 in this little stretch he's in. That's unheard of.
It's like
So-
54%, I think, something
It's
like that.
nuts.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as efficiency goes, if you're making 33% of your threes, it's like making 50% of your twos,
Mhm.
and he's making 54% of his threes, which is just it's insane. So, I mean, he's like people are giving him due credit where it's due because it's just unheard of and it's legendary. So, credit.
Mitch, does
More
Max
goats.
still follow the Warriors like he used to back in the day, your brother?
No idea.
No.
I
I wonder if he'd be fun to bring on the show and talk a little bit of NBA stuff.
all I know is he just texted me about 36 seconds ago. It's weird that you say his name.
Oh, really? What'd he say?
He wants to hit Ezekiel Elliott for me in fantasy.
Oh, interesting. I tried to get him from you in a different league, didn't I?
Dynasty
Quickly
dude?
reach
Yeah. Speaking
Oh no,
of,
that was Mike Evans actually.
Yeah, you've lost your mind.
Well, you said you wanted depth.
Yeah,
I
him with
offer
a
you-
loose
Benny
skill.
Snell is the #1 starting running back for
For
Pittsburgh.
now.
You never know. If they don't draft someone, Benny Snell goes, whoop, you got a starting running back for $5, James. You never know.
Or you got a backup.
Mike Evans.
Touch the
Hmm.
field.
It was not straight up. Well, it was Brandon Cooks, Benny Snell, and who was the other guy?
I would
Some rejects.
Oh, and MVS for Mike Evans. All three of those guys.
yeah, I'll take Mike Evans
and my 3rd round pick.
every year.
3.15. So it's not
Hey,
great.
You
Pick.
never know.
That's a horrible play.
Anyways,
Hey,
back to
I sent it.
basketball.
I sent
Okay.
it. Sorry.
Real quick, I just want to say, James, I know you're probably a very happy camper. I saw a thing today. I think it said the Hawks, since their coaching change, are like 16-5. So
Yeah.
right now they're beating the Magic, and they're looking pretty good in the playoffs.
The only game that they looked really bad in was against the Bucks, and they said it was just because Trae Young was off, and they said Drew Holiday was playing good defense, but I watched the game and he was just missing 10-foot floaters left and right. It was not good defense. So that's actually encouraging that when Trae Young's off, we still play okay. I mean, we obviously lost by a good bit, but Bogdanovich has been a lifesaver, and Clint Capella, he's my boy. He's probably my second favorite Hawk right now. So
It's painful to see him doing this. What he's doing.
I did a Rocket.
The Rockets
Here's the
traded
Jake of
him.
NBA.
We traded him because Westbrook didn't like playing with him because Capella clogged up the lanes because Westbrook cannot shoot.
Interesting, because
He has
Trae
to
Young
drive
drives a
in.
lot and oops it to him a lot.
Yeah, no, he's like the best. He's one of the best oopers, like just
Yeah,
rim
oopers.
cleaner uppers in the league.
Your vocabulary today is on point.
Thank you, sir. I'm trying.
How many
I'm
drinks have
feeling
you
it.
had, Wes?
0.
Oh,
Maybe you should take a couple.
to calm the nerves.
No, I'm kidding. No, but Capella has been balling out, and it hurts my heart to see him doing that. But it's all right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember back when I used to struggle through the pain of fantasy basketball that Clint Capella is one of my favorite players to own. All them rebounds.
I remember I did fantasy basketball for a week.
Yeah,
I stuck my neck out for you, and now like dumped him.
Oh, is he not doing anything in the league this year?
No, he doesn't pay attention at all.
Mitch, you got to at least pay attention or give that team to somebody else.
Do not.
I'll be honest, I haven't checked
Terrible
it
person.
in weeks either.
On Yahoo, you get on there, you click a button. That's all you have to do.
I know that's why I haven't checked it in weeks because I
do
set
you
it
mean?
for like 2 months.
do you
Yahoo
mean?
has a button that auto puts your people in.
Oh, like automatically at least put starters in.
You can do it
Yeah.
for a whole week too.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah,
It is nice.
I did it for like 3 months.
like set best lineup or something.
No, just set
Set
lineup.
for starters. People who are playing.
Well, I remember that when you used to use, same with fantasy football. You can hit like set my best lineup. And
Yeah, that's a little different
Gotcha.
but same idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Mitch, you should do that. It takes you 5 seconds. Just for the other guys.
Well, he's out now. The playoffs started today.
Oh, never mind. You're fine.
Yesterday.
Hmm.
He could have easily made the playoffs because I drafted his team, and his team is better than my team, and I'm the 6th place team.
Okay. All right. Sure. So moving on. What do we got next on the list?
NFL.
Oh yeah. NFL news, nothing huge, no big signings or anything. Some rumors going around about the Broncos maybe wanting to take Trey Lance at 4 or Justin Fields. James, who do you want them to trade with? The Broncos, I imagine you get an earlier pick.
It
You're a big
depends.
Falcons
No,
fan.
I mean not necessarily, just what we can get the most out of it, because I hope we get. I think we're thinking about, if we trade the pick, I think we're going to go offensive line's the plan right now. But I would love to get a running back too. So
Yeah,
somehow in that situation,
where do you think you would need the Falcons to be to get a running back that you really want?
early 2nd round somehow. I don't know. I guess we'd have to trade with Broncos, get the 1st and 2nd round pick,
I see.
and then maybe trade up a little more in the 2nd round. I don't know.
What is your pick in 2nd round? Do you have the 2.04?
I guess we still have our 4. Yeah, there you go.
So you could get a running back right there if you have it. I don't think you guys have traded it away.
I don't think so. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
You're just a little dumb. It's okay. That's why I'm here.
It's okay. We all are dumb sometimes.
All right.
Wes is making up words on the fly. So
let's just do a quick little exercise. Everyone take your favorite team and say what you predict that they do and what you want them to do for your team in the 1st round, or at least just the strategy for the draft. I'll start so you guys have a little bit of time. I kind of thought about this a little bit. So personally, what? Mitch, you want to go? You look cranky.
No, I just said I know mine.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you went. All right, I'll just go. You guys can get some time to think about it. Personally, I would love the Patriots to draft up and try to get Fields at or not Zach Wilson's not going to happen. If Fields doesn't get drafted by the Giants, I'd love for them to trade up at 4 and get him. I do think he'll get, or not the Giants, the 49ers. I mean, I do think that he will. So am I sold on wanting to trade up just for someone like Trey Lance or Kyle Trask or Mac Jones? Not so much. I'd rather just see if one of those 3 guys falls to us. What I think happens is I don't think they'll end up trading up. I wouldn't even be surprised if they ended up taking that 15 and traded back a little bit for maybe a couple picks, maybe a late 1st and a 2nd or something like that. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. But I would love to see us try to get Justin Fields. It'll just be hard to do. But that's what I'd like to see for the Patriots do. Mitch, you said you knew yours.
Niners are going to take Justin Fields at 3.
You think they will, and that's what you also want them to do?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's a good.
It's
what about
funny
the rest
'cause-
of your draft? What do you want? What needs do you want to see met? None. Everything else is good to go. How do you
It's
feel
funny,
about?
everything I've been seeing on NFL Network and ESPN says if they don't pick Mac Jones, they're picking Trey Lance. They said Justin Fields is not in the picture, so
that's what I've heard too.
it's funny that Mitch is like Justin Fields. Yes,
I've seen some stuff. If you watch Fox has talked about Fields going to the 49ers quite a bit.
Fields is going to the Niners.
But a lot of people don't respect Colin Coward, so
It's Fields.
maybe he's wrong. We'll see. I think that'd be the right move, Mitch. We'll see. What about their defense is solid. Anything you want to see addressed at the skill positions or anything on offensive side? With some later picks in the draft?
Like wide receivers are pretty fine. You have Debo and Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. So
I agree.
Your running backs aren't like the greatest, but you've got 17 of them. So
yeah, I think if I'm the 49ers, I'm going to be cutting some of those guys, especially the guy one came from Minnesota.
McKinnon.
Yeah, McKinnon. I mean, he's expensive. I'd be cutting him and probably try to sign a rookie to go behind Mostert, especially with how injury prone Mostert.
Well, they have a rookie running back from last year, JaMychal Hasty.
He was an unsigned free agent, though. I mean, it's not like you have a ton of talent out of him. I mean, he could maybe be something, but it's just when I don't have a lot of draft capital and all the teams passed on him through 6 rounds, there's probably a reason why. There are a few guys here and there. Was that Wes?
You mean 7 rounds?
Or 7, yeah. All right, Wes, what do you want to see the Cowboys do, and what do you think they'll do?
I mean, we really need some defense. I would love to see a draft similar to the Panthers when Matt Rule took over.
Mhm.
They had 8 picks, all were defensive players. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
So at number 10, I would love to see Patrick Surtain. You know, the Jerry's going to want to get Kyle Pitts. He's going to want them to trade up and get
That's
Kyle
just
Pitts.
not the right move.
I don't think it's a great. Now it would be cool to see that many weapons, but we already have a ton of weapons, some good, really good weapons. So I mean, what are you gonna do? But I would love to see Patrick Surtain at 10, or I don't know, maybe even a Quiddy Pay or whatever that guy's name is from Michigan.
Yeah, and I don't think I totally agree with you, Wes. I don't think that you need to have. I mean, it's nice to have a game-changing tight end, but you do not have to. And I think with having Blake Jarwin and who's the other guy there?
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, I mean, those two guys, they're solid tight ends.
Yeah.
You can make do, especially when they don't rely on them, because you have Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and
They don't have Jerry Jeudy.
or not
CeeDee
Jerry
Lamb.
Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, thank you, and Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, and even Tony Pollard. Like, you don't have to have an elite tight end. You need to have the defense, though. So
Yeah, I mean, if we did address one thing on offense, it would definitely be offensive line. Our tackles have been injured. All just Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins just can't stay healthy. So if Patrick Surtain is not there, I mean, I would love to see them trade down with the Dolphins. The Dolphins have like 15 and 21, I think. Maybe pick up those 2 picks and pick up maybe a defensive back, safety, or left tackle or something. So that's what I would
They
love
think
to
they're gonna make another move. So there you go. They're trying to trade their pick in the first round, the early
that's
first
what
pick.
I would do if I was them.
see. Good.
All right, James, what do you want to see?
I'll tell you what I think is going to happen is either we're going to draft 3 things can happen: Kyle Pitts, Trey Lance, or trade back. And that's I think our 3 options, and that's it. Nothing else. What I hope happens is we trade back with Denver, and get a cornerback or an edge rusher
At 12?
at 9.
At
9. Broncos at 9. I'm sorry.
And then pick up some more picks, maybe later in the draft or for the future. And then, like I said, second round. I don't think Najee Harris will be there, but if he is, that would be wonderful because running backs are weird in the draft. Sometimes they go later. Like last year, I mean, Clyde went first at 32.
Yeah, and it's just why? I mean, it's just because they don't last long.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have a stud running back to be a good offense. Look at Buffalo last year.
But I would love. I mean, Etienne, I love him. I think he's good. I don't know. I mean, he fits what we do. I mean, I don't know the new
Coordinator
philosophy. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Najee Harris could fit any system. He could
How do
do
you-
anything. So, we get him.
I mean, the Falcons are one of the biggest rebuilds this year. I mean, going from a Super Bowl contending team for the last 10 years, going on and off to being a great team, to now they're totally rebuilding. So what's your position as a Falcons fan? You feel good about the future or what?
I don't think we're rebuilding yet. So
yeah, I mean, you're not
we
like tearing down, but you have the 4th overall pick. You're the 4th worst team in football. So, I mean, you're able to add some young talent. Do you think that you're going to contend this year, especially with Drew Brees retiring?
Probably not because of Tampa. I mean, we're not going to beat Tampa.
No. Wild card, though?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, probably. We'll probably be a little above, right at 500.
Yeah, probably. That's where I see the Falcons at, too. Especially if Julio can stay healthy. It'll help out.
Yeah, and Matt Ryan's probably last couple of years. And he's going to do what he does.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say it's going to come down to a good defensive pick or 2 and a running back.
Yeah. And the nice thing is a lot of rookie in the NFL, like rookies sometimes won't translate for a long time, but defensive rookies can make an impact early on.
Yeah, like AJ Terrell last year was one of the best rookie defensive people there was. And I mean, he was very overshadowed because our defense wasn't very great, but he was good.
Speaking of young defensive players, Mitch, we were talking about you yesterday or a couple days ago. In our Madden league, you can upgrade players so that they become like the next level tier. And I turned Buda Baker into a X Factor superstar. And James like, oh, Mitch will be happy. He loves it.
He'd be so happy.
Baker's the man.
I remember that.
Down by DK Metcalf.
Yeah, that was fun. We made that like backyard football league. We should do more stuff like that.
I'll take Buda Baker. All right, but I'm gonna attack Buda Baker every time.
I mean, he's a good player. We shouldn't act like he's not.
Yeah.
All right. Did you guys have any high heat bowl predictions today? I kind of threw that out there in our show doc. I don't think anyone had anything though.
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't. I had kind of a cool stat. Well, not really stat, but it was let me pull it up real quick. It was MLB TV had the most. It's had like the past 2 weeks have had. It says during the 18-day period from opening day, fans have watched more than 1.34 billion minutes of live games on MLB TV, which is a 12% increase compared to the first 18 days of last season. So, like MLB, like the most people ever are watching MLB TV, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think baseball. I think this young attitude that people are having, everything that all the old guys are getting pissed off about, it's kind of catching on. I mean, and you see even the cover of the show is Tatis, flipping a bat. Baseball is starting to market itself towards the younger fan base, and I think it's starting to pay off a little bit. I mean, my 7th graders, almost every boy that I teach loves baseball, and they're always talking about it. And it's just been cool to see just all these kids talking about the Brewers and watching the game last night. I mean, even just growing up and, even friends in college and stuff just wasn't a talking point. And it's just cool to see it kind of pick up again. So
they're just kissing up to the teacher.
I'm sure they are. Somehow all those kids have A's. I don't know how that works.
Mm-hmm. Incredible.
I guess statistics in baseball goes hand in hand naturally. All right. Moving on. So I figure we'll do this one thing real quick.
Mitch has a stat.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do stats for the end.
Oh, we just
Trivia was at the end.
We'll just do it now. All right. What's your interesting stat of the day, Mitch? Go ahead.
So Stuart Sink is a golfer.
Mm-hmm.
He's 47 years old. He won the RBC Heritage tournament this couple weekends ago for his 2nd win this year, actually. And he's the 3rd player to win 2 times on the PGA Tour after they turn 45 years old. So it's actually very hard to compete once you get over that hill on the PGA Tour. And his first win this year was the Safeway Open, and that was his first win in 11 years. So he won British Open in 2010 and then didn't win again until this year and has become the 3rd person ever to win.
Wow.
Just kind of interesting. He also made $1.25 million this last weekend winning. That.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Meanwhile, back at school, make $45,000 a year. All right. So, James, you got an interesting stat of the day or story of the day? No, nothing. Okay. This is one that I like to share every year. Something that I know Wes will be very familiar with, and Mitch, I think you may be as well. I used it as a trivia question for my baseball players today in order to give a little reward. And I know that Wes will be able to answer this very quickly. Back in 19 or something, there was a starting first baseman for the Yankees who got injured and had to take a day off. He was replaced by a young man who never played before named Lou Gehrig. And the original player never saw the field ever again because Gehrig went on to set the record for the most consecutive games played without taking a day off. Wes, what was the name of that first baseman? Or Mitch, if you know. Give Mitch a chance because I know Wes knows.
I know what this is because I've heard people say it. They're like, "Oh, you got," and then the player.
Oh yeah, yep. It is used as a verb. Anytime you get replaced because you sat out a game, this is what they call it.
Alex Smith.
I can't remember.
Smith. Yes.
I can't remember the name.
Let's go for it.
Well, Mr. Wally Pipp.
Wally Pipp.
I thought it was W something.
You were right. It was W something. His other name.
Classic.
Yep, Wally Pipp. So if you ever get someone says they got Wally Pipped, it means they got replaced. So yeah, never sit out a game. Always say you're okay, even if you're concussed.
Broken leg.
Yep.
Who cares?
I'm fine, coach.
Unless you're making $40 million a year.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm fine, coach. I guess kind of. In other sports / entertainment news, you guys see Jake Paul knock the lights out of that guy?
The guy that let him punch him in the face. Yeah,
that's what they say. That's what they say. Do you feel that that's how it went?
I don't know. They showed a clip of him fighting in MMA, and he got the tar beat out of him and got up and kept fighting. I mean, he got punched way harder than Jake Paul punched. So whatever. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
but I
found
mean,
good.
it makes a big difference how you get hit, the angle, whether you're bracing for it, if you had whiplash.
I don't know. It seemed a little too easy to me, but maybe not.
I mean, it definitely made news, and they trended quite a bit from that whole thing. And you make a lot of money from losing fights, but it's just weird. Like the whole thing. I think back to Vine when it was really popular, and everyone was watching all those videos. And like Jake Paul and Logan Paul were two of the big Viners. And I always felt like they were kind of annoying, but they just stayed in the news because they did stupid and funny stuff, And then Vine disappeared, and like, oh, maybe they'll go away. And then they're still in it. And now 10 years later, here they are, like being boxers and stuff. I was just like, what? Why is this happening? And it's stupid to me because I think it's stupid. But it was cool to see him knock that guy out. But I always like seeing knockouts. I've been getting a lot of things on TikTok lately because I keep liking the videos of just like UFC and judo and martial arts and boxing, just knockout compilations. I'm just sitting here watching people get knocked out. I don't know. I have an issue. That's just me.
Yep.
All right. Do you guys want to do this? It's 8:48. Let's just move into trivia. We'll skip it. Let's go straight into trivia. All right, Mitch, what you got for us today?
Trivia.
Why are you yelling?
Yeah, what's up? Take it easy. Mitch, you're probably really excited, aren't you?
I was pretty excited.
I mean, you won last week. I haven't won yet this season.
Well, it was golf. I was pretty much killed it.
That's fair. I didn't get a single point.
You might win this. I don't know. I know there's probably been a fair amount of NFL trivia on the show. But today's trivia is NFL trivia, specifically about overtime games.
Interesting.
I have a lot of stats here. I got to figure out which ones are questions and which ones are notes. All right. So overtime was introduced to the NFL in what year?
Oh, gosh.
It's just overtime. I'm not talking about the rule change of 1974.
Okay. So what's your format? Are you giving us multiple
wanna
choices? Just whoever's closest gets the point.
If you want to guess, I'll give you multiple choice. But if you want to just guess the year, you can do that. We'll go west.
You have to be right on to get the point.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to wait
If
for
you
multiple
guess
choice.
correctly, you get 2 points. If you wait till the multiple choice, you get 1.
Okay. I'm going to wait for multiple choice.
I'm going to wait as well.
I'm going to wait.
All right.
If it was like a 3-year like range where I'd get the points, then I'd go for it. But
Was it 1938, 1939, 1940, or 1958?
who goes first?
Wes, James, and Jake.
I'm going to go 1940.
Okay.
39.
58.
It is 1940.
Ooh, nicely done,
That's
Wes.
way to go.
1958. Why would you say that, Jake? That was
Always go with C.
Well, I just didn't think overtime. There used to be a lot of ties in the NFL, and the Super Bowl era is only like what?
Interesting you brought that up.
Years old.
Jake. Since the 1974 rule change that would allow for ties, how many games have ended in a tie?
Oh, no.
Ultimate choice it is.
I have a round number in my head that I'm kind of thinking. So if one of the answers is around there, I'm going to go with that. So
Okay.
what it goes, James, me, Wes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Anybody want to guess?
No.
No.
Is it 20 games, 30 games, 35 games, or 26?
I had a
This is
number in my
stupid.
head. I'm going to go with the one that was in there because you said the number I had.
26.
30 was my original guess.
I was going to go 35.
26.
Ah,
Boom.
good job, James. You're so smart.
Of
Yeah,
those
it is that analog.
ties, 26 ties. One team has had 6 games end in a tie.
Oh, wow.
What's that team?
I could take a guess.
I could, but I'm not going to.
I'll give you a hint.
Technically, I could guess.
I'll give you a hint before you guess. So you could guess after this hint and you would still get 2 points. It's an NFC team.
NFC, you
It's a
said?
what?
An NFC team.
Oh,
That
I
was
want
my
to.
guess anyways.
I want to.
I will guess, but I'm gonna wait to see if they because I'm last anyway. So
No, I'm not going to guess.
I'm gonna wait. I need a point.
I'm gonna go to Philadelphia Eagles.
That was my guess.
Okay, what are the 4 choices?
Oh,
The
He's
Philadelphia
gonna change it
Eagles,
now.
dang it.
the Cincinnati Bengals, the Green Bay Packers, or the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm gonna go with the Pack. Wait, Wes is first.
Well, the Bengals are in the AFC, so that rules them out.
You guys are paying attention. Just
That was a test. I wish you would have said that.
I
As soon as
gave
he
you
said
another
Bengals, I
hint.
just shook my head. I was like, no.
Oh, I want to do the Eagles so bad.
Just do it, Wes.
Fine. Suck it, James. Eagles.
Packers.
It is the Packers. They have 6 ties. The Eagles have
Thank
5.
goodness.
Nice. How many do the
We're all
Bengals
out of
have?
one.
I don't know how many Bengals have.
All right, we all have one.
Pick other teams.
How many
All right.
questions you got left?
I could do a lot. It's all tied, so we'll do a couple others
Okay.
here.
We usually do 5, and then we have a tiebreaker. That's what we usually do. But you can do.
I
your
usually
own
do
with-
6 on tiebreaker.
Okay, sure.
Okay. What quarterback has the most overtime wins?
Ooh.
And you get extra points if you guess the number of wins.
Oh,
Oh.
dang.
All right, I've got 2. I know it's one. I almost positive it's one of 2.
I'm not going to guess.
The Packers have 6.
That was ties.
Those are ties. This is overtime wins.
Oh, that's right.
No, Jake. Jake got 6.
I'm not gonna guess.
We'll do the quarterback first, and then we can do the number of wins second.
For an extra point.
For an extra.
I don't need. I'll wait for multiple choice.
All right. The options are Phillip Rivers,
What's his boy?
Wes loves him. Calls him P River.
Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning.
Ooh, I'm glad Matt Stafford wasn't in there because I would have picked him.
The person I was thinking's in there, but I don't know if it's right.
So
Who
I
was
believe
it?
Wes.
James Jake Wes.
I'm going to go with my man.
Yeah,
Manning.
wait, Wes, you're last.
Still going to go with him.
Okay.
I was thinking Drew Brees the whole time, so I'm gonna go Drew Brees.
Tom Brady.
Wes, you went with Manning?
Yeah.
It is Drew Brees.
No, nice job. So now do we get to all guess the number?
How many wins does Drew Brees have in overtime?
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna say 8.
My go?
Yeah.
6.
Oh gosh.
Is it who's closest? Or you got to be right on.
It's just for an extra point if you guess it right on.
Okay.
I should probably say 7, but I'm gonna say 9.
I hope it's 7.
14.
Wow.
Wow.
14 overtime wins.
Win.
That's
Tom
impressive.
Brady was second with 12 overtime wins.
Wow, 14.
Peyton Manning and Phillip Rivers, I just picked quarterbacks who.
His name
Right.
started with P's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid.
Kind of 4 or 5. James has 2. Wes and Jake have 1.
Yep.
Hmm.
I got one. Who was the last
Stop.
NFL quarterback
Get out of here. No.
to host
Wrong.
Jeopardy?
Wrong. All right.
Wrong. This is my 5 minutes of glory.
Who is Jake Rudock?
Backup quarterback for.
No, I was doing the Jeopardy. Shut up.
So we said that overtime was introduced in 1940,
Correct.
but that was for divisional matchups only. And then the overtime rule was introduced in 1946 for postseason games.
Mm.
When was the first postseason overtime?
Ooh. I know when the first Super Bowl overtime was. Can I say that instead?
Say all you want.
I believe this is just the first postseason.
James knows when it was too.
Was that the first one?
The first overtime Super Bowl was Falcons Patriots.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
I
go.
blocked it. I blocked it from my memory. Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for the multiple choice.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Was it 1971?
What was the game?
Not telling you the game.
Okay.
All right.
Just pulling these dates out of thin air.
Oh,
Like,
except for the one.
except for the one.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. So
2011.
sassy, Mitch.
I didn't hear a word you said.
2011, 1971.
1989 or 1958.
What was the first one?
1971.
I'm going with that one.
I'm gonna go 58.
I think the answer is 1971 based off Mitch's actions.
Yeah,
but I won't.
that's 100% what I'm going off of. Him just trying to think of other numbers, I think.
But I will do it just to be fun. What was the third one? And fourth one?
2011.
I went 1971, 1989, 1958, and 2011.
I'm surprised you could remember them all. That's impressive.
I want to say 1971. I'll go 1980, whatever.
1989.
It was
It's going to be
1958.
Oh, the last one. You were like 58. And I was
Yeah.
like, no way, it's that one.
I was like, I'm just gonna be like,
It's a ruse. You fooled us all.
All right. So James and
bamboozled.
Wes are tied. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So we've got a tiebreaker question
Worth 2 points, correct?
worth. Sure. I kind of
My
want to do
turn.
2 tiebreakers, but it's okay. What? Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot who they were playing.
Who was that game in 1958? Do you have it written down?
Colts over the Giants, 23-17.
Johnny, you.
Oh, one more question before the tiebreaker. These are just really interesting.
Sure.
How many overtime games have been won by a safety?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm going to say 3.
I'm going to say 2.
5.
It's probably 0.
3.
Oh.
Is that a point or no?
Yeah, sure. That's a
Yes.
point.
Tie
it's all
game.
that. All right. tiebreaker. I feel like you guys know this one
Probably not.
because I feel like it's fairly obvious. So
I haven't hosted trivia in a long time. I really need a win here.
what's the how long was the shortest overtime?
I'm sure it was a kick return for a touchdown.
So how many minutes and seconds, or how many seconds, or how many hours was the shortest overtime?
And we're going.
Ooh.
We're going.
We're going.
Like who's closest?
Who's closest?
It could.
Who goes
All right.
first?
Yeah, who goes first? I don't want to give away my thought process.
Jake goes first.
Shoot, dang it.
I can go first. I don't really care.
No, it's fine. I'll go first.
One second. Change my
Considering I
answer,
kind of
so go
snuck
ahead.
in to get my tie. Whoever's closest gets the point.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say 5. No, I'll say 7 seconds.
I'm gonna go 9 seconds.
Well, I was going to say 8 all the way because it's my favorite number, and I'm going to go with it.
So we got 7, 8, 9.
I feel pretty good about this. Feel like there was some muffed fumble or something in the end zone. Has to be.
I just think of Tim Tebow throwing that first play of the game to Demarius Thomas overtime.
Oh, that's true
So,
too. Yeah,
I didn't think about
playoffs. Yeah. Like a kick
Wes-
return takes like 14, 15 seconds.
Wes, you've got the right game.
Ah,
That's the shortest overtime.
That's
So
impressive,
strong.
Wes.
It was
thanks.
12 seconds.
Whoa!
What?
Let's
That
go!
one play took is a 25-yard pass. How is it 12 seconds?
The
I was like,
80
well,
yard
Tebow.
Oh, yeah, that
probably
was-
dropped back.
That's right. College rules. They don't, or NFL rules, they don't start at 25. Yeah.
so dumb.
80-yard pass to Demarius Thomas. That
So
was in the
that-
wild card round, correct?
Yeah,
win,
Steelers.
12-second overtime.
Nice job, Wes.
Thanks. And then the
So-
Patriots just trounced them in the next round.
Literally destroyed them.
Yeah.
So is that the final question?
That's the final question.
Nice job. Well, congratulations, Wes. You will host trivia next week, or
And then I'll get it the week after.
And then,
I will win
I'll probably
sooner
get
or
Jake's,
later.
Jake's streak continues.
I am on a losing streak. Big
So
time. Big time.
the other question that I was going to do, what's the longest overtime? What do you guys think? Just out of curiosity.
Longest overtime. Well, every overtime is
This was back
Yeah.
when
minutes.
It used to not be like that. It used to be kept going.
used to
I don't
be-
know.
It was back when then the first overtime section was 15 minutes. So it was before overtime went from 15 to 10 minutes.
I don't know what was it.
25.
45 minutes.
45 minutes. Ah, we said at the same time. That was creepy.
All three of
22
us.
minutes and 40 seconds. It was the Dolphins and Chiefs. So the whole
I
game
wish-
was 240.
I wish they wouldn't do ties. When are they going to just change overtime to be college rules?
Just move it back. It's not that difficult.
It's not.
Everything's from the 40-yard line. Just do it from the 40.
Just do it from the 40.
Yep.
I mean, it's just, or even the 50. I don't care. But just having it be this dumb rule of, oh, congratulations, you scored first, you win. Well, what do you mean we scored first? They have the best offense in football. Or you know, I get what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. It got us Super Bowl because we got to beat
Yeah, I
the
was about
Chiefs.
to say, you want a Super Bowl on it.
But it just is stupid. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
Guys-
Tim Tebow beat the Steelers that way.
I got to say, I thought this was a pretty good trivia.
Good job, Mitch. You did a
It
good
was-
job.
it was
If I
very
do
good.
say so myself.
It was very good because I
Much
won.
better than last week's.
Last week's was amazing.
Much better than when Wes started doing Beach Boys trivia on us.
By far the worst question I've ever had in my life.
All right. Looks like next week's gonna be all music.
Oh no! What have I ever done? What was Jake Arrieta's walk-up song? The one time you had him at bat during a game.
Whose walk-up song is Baby Shark?
I'm sure there's someone out there that is. Probably a few
No, there
guys.
It is.
It really is. It's-
Sure.
Play for the Nationals.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. As always, I've loved talking to my fellow buddies. I'm gonna go play the show for the rest of the night. Who's with me?
This guy.
Wes? All right. I'll catch you guys next week. Thanks so much for listening, watching, commenting, and everything. All that good stuff. We will be having a draft show. I think probably won't do another mock draft just because unless some people trade around or something, then maybe we will. And then after the draft, we'll talk about the draft probably for like a whole show, more than likely. This has been the Swing Bunt. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Tell your friends about us. That's the best way to grow the show. We love you guys. Bye.
What if we did a show?